Hey everybody, Shay here. Welcome back to another random set of trailer reactions. I'm going to be doing the Pathfinder cRPG trailers and some other stuff sprinkled in. I did remember doing this a long time ago. I had to go back into my library and find the video. It was for Pathfinder Kingmaker. Back in so 4 years ago was when I reacted. It was 2019, and it was when it was before the definitive edition. So since then, because I was kind of looking for a cRPG to play even way back then, before the whole pandemic thing that destroyed everybody's lives. Anyway, so I didn't end up doing it, obviously, and then a bunch of other stuff changed in my life, the move and all that stuff, right? And yeah, so but now I feel like playing a cRPG, so I'm kind of getting into just rewatching the trailers to a bunch of stuff that's been on polls lately, and Pathfinder is coming back up, and I wanted to rekindle my connection with Pathfinder. The first reaction video, because I just rewatched it, I was like, for 5 minutes, I was gushing over how much I love Paizo Publishing because of their designs of their adventure paths from early 2000s. I'm a fanboy. I'm a fanboy of the design of the system, design of the books, the company. I love the company. I love the way the company designed things. So anyways, I'm not going to go 5 minutes on that this time around. I'm just going to jump into some of these trailers. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to tell the difference from my memory of the old trailers I watched 4 years ago versus this one. It still looks like what I remember. It's real time, but that's right, turn-based. I mean, that's the system is based on turn-based. Not that you need to, you can fake it with real time, but as part of the engine, you know, the game engine itself, you have to maintain that, in my opinion. Looks like Icewind Dale. I mean, it looks like my memory of Icewind Dale from like 20 years ago. That's a little bit softer or prettier, I'm sure. Okay, there's that whole kingdom building thing. I remember that being an aspect of the adventure path. I never ran this adventure path. I stopped just before, stopped reading them thoroughly just before this adventure path set, but I would flip through all of them because I love the design of Paizo, and I love of their creatures, of their mechanics, of the ideas they would bring to the adventure. And I remember this one, the way it scaled, it was like it tapped into some macro level stuff, and it's called Kingmaker, so it seems obvious that would be where it went. But yeah, I was kind of surprised that this was the one that became a video game, to be honest. I feel like even the first adventure path was really cool. It was really like, there's just some that would have been more traditionally leverageable as just like but maybe that's why they didn't do it, right? Because it would have felt too much like Icewind Dale, or it would have felt too much like Baldur's Gate, you know. So maybe they kind of deviated and said, oh, here's a whole other thing with like some extra rules, gameplay tied to that macro level stuff, kingdom stuff. And I remember, yeah, someone talking about, and this conversation is probably a year and a half old now, maybe 2 years old. Jeez, I don't remember, man. Time is flying. But that the definitive edition has changed a bunch of things from the initial launch, and some of the criticisms that the first release of this game have now gone away, or at least most of them, or they've been softened, they've been made better or more user-friendly. I'm not sure. There's some quality of life stuff that possibly has changed. See, I don't remember all the details. I remember one being real-world time related, or something like that, like some association with real time and game time, and that wouldn't fly for me, especially if it was a let's play. It wouldn't fly because I don't know if, like, you know, there's like time between, or my sessions are sort of controlled, you know what I mean? I got another trailer here just in case there was something different here. It's for the PS4. It's a launch trailer, definitive edition as well. The graphics are different. It feels like it's still gonna touch on the same stuff though. Isometric, pretty, and my memory is still Icewind Dale. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of a typical block that I'm seeing now in Divinity. I'm seeing that in Pillars. It just seems a typical, oh, remember the Paizo Goblin? Roll back. Let's see if I can get some flashbacks here. Like, oh, I love their art so much, man. I was always such a big fan of their art and design, and the artists that they would pull in. Like, this takes back this memory. Oh God, Wayne Reynolds. God, did I get that right? I gotta look that one up. I got an original piece, and that was probably worth a fortune. Oh yeah. Oh, what a master. Wayne Reynolds. I got an original sketch that reminded me of Somley Kane. For those of you who have watched the Dragon Age Inquisition Let's Play on the channel, there was one particular sketch he drew of a It was a prestige class at the time for a bone. Oh god, what was it called? The bone something bone. It was for a necromancer slash priest. But it was some bone armor. God, anyways, but it reminded me of Somley Kane, and yeah, I ended up using that prestige class when I was building out that character for tabletop. But I got the original sketch of it. That's one of my favorite pieces. I got that in early years, man, at a Gen Con in Indianapolis, and then I went back a few years later. Oh, his stuff was going for a lot of money. It was going for a lot of money, man. So I do have one of the original, drawings, so I'm happy about that. Yeah, it's like the original heroes, man, of the years. Oh, that art style, man, it's so memorable to me. It's crazy how much this stuff sticks with you, you know? Such a dynamic artist, man. Like, look at this. I've deviated. Look at this. He always had these poses and this control of space and negative space with his art. It's just so good. He's so good. Yeah. Smash. This was in the first. Was this the first or the second adventure path? Oh, some of these I haven't seen. Oh, that was in the pirate one. Oh, it's one I wanted to read. Let's see again. Like that could have been something. Sales. Why am I doing this? Look at that one. It's a vlog. This is not just a reaction video. This is a vlog. Just take a little trip on me, right? Just drool over this art. Look how good it is. He's so dynamic. This is the thief one. Oh, look at this lion. I don't even know which one this is in, but this looks awesome. I love humanimal things, man. Always such a fan. This is a door from the early one. This is an early one, too. This is an early one. I remember this one. Sin of... Oh, come on. I'm forgetting all the names. It's been 20 years. Give me a break. That first this was a great adventure. This one lasted us almost 2 years, this run. With those characters. This too. This is from that first adventure path. So good. So many memories. She's in there. All the original character designs were the covers of those ones. Oh yeah, we got the Warforged going in here. So good, man. Anyways, back to what were we doing? I was watching a video and now everyone's pissed at me. Hold on. Watching a video. That's right. The character designs. They drew me in. So even that, like, there's like enough of the lore that I still kind of remember, but it's been a long time, folks. It'd have to come back to me. What's this? Oh, he's under me. There's something flipping beneath Arcane Unleashed. Oh, these are like the DLCs, maybe Bloody Mess. Oh, they are, because I remember seeing Bloody Mess as part of something. Game wise, I mean, this doesn't really feel less or more Paizo art. It feels like a typical fantasy, isometric fantasy game, you know? That's how I feel about it. And like my memories are still, they're just they're morphing. They're morphing. Like Icewind Dale and Baldur's Gate feel like this is my memory, but I know it couldn't have been this good. I know, because it was so long ago. But the spirit still feels the same. I mean, there's this one, but I feel like I've seen this one. This is the official launch trailer from 4 years ago. It wasn't highlighted, so I do remember. Yeah, I remember this trailer. The lands of Golarion. I've never a Golarion. Choose your choice. Conquer with the companions of your choice. Yeah, that makes sense. And we have all this awesome stuff. Goblin. Rule your realm the way you want to. If you could make this, like I love anything that evolves in the game, so that could be amusing. It's just that this old-fashioned combat is, I think that's what I'm jonesing for, man. And like, I know that it's complex and it's convoluted. I know the rules are convoluted. Trust me. I talked about this in random passing, and I didn't do it for a long time, but I did for a couple years. Did some ghostwriting for mechanics of the D20 system, some Pathfinder stuff, some other systems based on the D20 rule set for the Dungeons and Dragons rule set of that time and that era. And I spent a lot of time just running a game in Pathfinder, many years. And so the rules are extremely convoluted. Pathfinder lightened up a lot of the D&D rules at the time, though. But Paizo and Pathfinder kept expanding the hell out of these rules over the years. They just gave you more, and they gave you more, and they gave you more, and they were great at it. But it definitely can be overwhelming. And D&D alone back in those days would have been extremely rough for someone to just jump in on and feel confident and comfortable that you knew what the hell you were doing right from the get-go. The rule system's extremely difficult. It is. It feels like it shouldn't be. And maybe if you have someone who knows the rules that's running a game, who can kind of say, don't worry about it, and then you'll start to pick the things up as you play. That's the better way to do it, because you can't expect someone to just absorb all the rules that are behind this system. Now, that being said, and this being a cRPG, I would play it just because I would like to see how they obfuscate some of that tabletop bloatedness and just hide it. You know what I mean? Behind the logic, the programming in the engine itself, the game engine itself. I know that like the skills are probably still going to be convoluted. The feats are still going to be there, I'm sure. And those don't always translate well into cRPGs, especially the social skills. So yes, there's like granular stuff like that I feel like I'd be intrigued about, because I'd like to know how they pulled it off and how they translated that rule set into something like a video game that would have come 10 years after they wrote the adventure path, which would have been back in the day 3.75 of the D20 engine. So the Pathfinder engine, that was a variant of the 3.5, but of D&D. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. But the point is that there's an evolution of the tabletop itself, but 10 years later, there's also just computer games also pushed a lot of barriers. And I feel like I hope they don't try to translate that rule for rule, because I don't think it ever worked. It never worked on any other D&D isometric translation. From way back in the early 90s, when it was Advanced Dungeons & Dragons with the SSI games, played a lot of them, to the Baldur's Gate in the late 90s, which was still AD&D 2nd edition, but they were starting to morph. I remember something in Icewind Dale started morphing into the 3.0 rule set, but it was still... Was it that one? It was Baldur's Gate was or 2 was in the hybrid. They were kind of translating into the 3.0 at that point, but they had already... Baldur's Gate 1 was still in the 2nd edition, but it was kind of a mild hybrid or something. I remember something like that, where between Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 and Icewind Dale 1 and 2, they were morphing from the AD&D 2nd edition to 3.0. And then it was getting lighter because it's a computer game. And then I feel like that influenced the 3.5 edition of the game for tabletop. Then Pathfinder turns that to 3.75, and now they're taking it back to the computer game, right? So I feel like that's a cool evolution, because I'm so familiar with the rule set that this would not be a game where I would be struggling and stumbling about when it comes to character builds, when it comes to combat effectiveness. I do feel like I would finally not be playing like a child for the first 33% of the game. I feel like I would be, that might not be for some people either, but I could cut around a lot of the fights that I feel like I'm going to steamroll, because I feel like I'm going to know the rules. I know how to mess with things, you know what I mean? I know how to min-max, man. I ran a lot of games with players that, in some regards, also min-maxed, and so I had to find ways of countering that, as a GM, as DM. So I feel like I would do okay, is what I'm saying. So maybe I could play a game like this, which is very long, but I would cut around a lot of that bloated stuff, because am I going to be a power player? Like, speed run the game? No, because I would want to pay attention to the story, But at the same time, wow, this really turned into like a vlog rant, huh? About this kind of stuff, and I haven't even started playing the game. But I guess I'm putting it out there because... is that going to be interesting to people for me to bring a game to the channel that I would actually be competent with, which is a rarity. For those of you who are new on this channel, other people will vouch for this. It's a rarity that I know what the fuck, I know, I don't swear, I know what the hell I'm doing until about halfway through a game, right? But this would not be one of those games. And so I feel like I wouldn't want to make it boring for someone to watch, because I would be competent. That's such a strange thing to say, but I'm just not used to being competent. That's so terrible. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it there before I embarrass myself even further. I'm gonna check out the trailers for Wrath of the Something Righteous, which I am completely unfamiliar with. Wrath of the Righteous. There was already one on the screen, but let's just do a clean break here. I don't know when this got released, but I'm seeing a 1 year ago here, which is the launch trailer. 2 minutes. We got a 2 minutes 2 here, so it's gonna be the same one. We got a feature trailer that might be fun to watch. I don't know anything about this one. I mean, I can take some guesses from the lore. I think maybe. It had a really cool planology going on. Which was interesting. I enjoyed it. The whole planets and stuff like that. Where the planes. It was cool. Anyways, Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous official Kickstarter campaign trailer. That one's 6 minutes. I might start with that just because it gives you context around what they aim to start at, and then maybe what they officially launched. Maybe clean some of that up. So how about we start with that? We're gonna do this one's gonna be long, but we'll do it. Just discover that Owlcat Games has its own channel, so might as well come into here and see what they got. I mean, there's a lot more stuff here. I mean, there's interviews, there's quests, there's a ton of breakdown. I mean, this is gonna get too granular. There's a combat gameplay trailer. That's 1 minute right there.
I never thought I would end up here.
This is a Kickstarter campaign trailer, by the way.
With the ward stones holding the demons inside the world.
Oh, is that the north or wherever that was? I remember something like that.
We are.
A novel when
The
it's
city of Kenobres lies in ruins.
World Wound Gambit novel.
Lies in ruins.
Something like that. Remember that? There was like some crazy fiend thing. I wonder if that's what this is. This is tied into that area. Oh, some memories are coming back. Maybe not. Maybe.
Now, I have the power to turn the tables. People who would never join the same alliance are fighting together by my side. Today we avenge the fallen and unleash our wrath upon the demon lords.
Yeah.
Yes. The power. I wish somebody had told me of its cost.
Damn, yeah. Okay. Alright. Alright. Cool. Cool. Oh, that's just here. Jeez.
Hi, I'm Oleg.
Oh, it's a Kickstarter thing, right.
Almost.
Graphics still feel like they're in the same, same engine, same models, same kind of, feeling as the first one. Which is okay. It's okay. Just more adventures, right? Because even my memory of Neverwinter Nights feels like this. Like, I mean, it's been 20 years, but it still feels like this. Can my memories be that wrong? It's crazy. I mean, maybe those larger models look like they have a bit more motion or fluidity to them.
The exciting thing about this story is the decisions you make change the nature of your character itself. Take one path, and you could find yourself as a lich with a personal army of the undead. Take another course, and rise as a merciful angel, inspiring people to heroic deeds and helping those who seek redemption.
I see.
Another way will bring up an Aeon, a mix of Judge Dredd with a wizard on a galactic scale. And I just mentioned a few of the existing
I'm not sure I know of that
all
in Pathfinder lore.
Tremendous power and unique abilities, but each specific choice
so it's like epic levels is what I'm seeing here. As you get to level 20 or something, quote unquote.
New dialogue options and quests will become available.
And then you unlock.
The chosen mythic path dramatically affects the game's ending.
So prestige class to mythic path? I mean, this might be a whole new thing I'm not familiar with. Alright, that's cool. Let's get to a trailer here. We got the launch trailer. The World Wound! I said it, didn't I? World Wound Gambit! Oh man, that was an old memory. Yeah, man. No, those models definitely look better than my memory. It's when you pull back like this, it makes it easier for me to make my memory, embellish my memory. This looks like a softer World of Warcraft or something. Lich, baby. I don't know, man. I don't know. Samli! Come back, Samli.
Saints or sinners,
Mortals or beings from other planes of existence.
Crazy. That's a whole part of the lore I do not know anything. I do not know. I knew they were alluding to a lot of crap, but I never got there.
Something. The
Thing.
choice is yours.
Oh, what's the name of this thing? Oh, jeez. It was in one of the adventure paths. Was it, or was it a dragon before they got bought? Before they got. I feel like they released it. I don't remember. I don't want to say anything that's false. I'm gonna sound like a dummy. Okay, so let's next. Let's go to feature trailer Pathfinder: Wrath of the Righteous, Alcat Games. I feel like it's the exact same title as before, but I'm not seeing the same thing. How?
Discari thinks he can break
Discari.
our spirit. He is mistaken. We did not.
That's not what I think. That's not what I was thinking. How many memories come back here? What? Let's see. We got Cavalier, Cleric, Fighter, Rogue, Slayer, Sorcerer. I mean, there's some new classes in here that I guess they got introduced, possibly in this adventure path, the book form, the tabletop form, because these are new. What's that say here? Melee combat. Right. Okay, I see. It's just different. I mean, Cavalier makes sense for the whole Crusade thing. Slayer. I don't know enough. Tiefling. Anyways, we've got combat feats. Yeah, weapon mastery, armor mastery, fighters. Yeah, that sounds about right. Says difficulty of play. Oh, that's cool that they did this though. I mean, it's again, it's maybe another layer of complexity that doesn't need to be there, but there's so many there's so many things, right? The ability scores are down there, and that's gonna get, it's the traditional 6 abilities, but it's more than that because the skills, and then there's feats and things stack, and there's stuff like some stuff in the rules behind the scenes, like they do matter, sometimes they don't because the bonuses don't actually connect. They don't stack, like condition modifiers. There's all these stuff. Like I'm sure they baked some of that stuff into the combat, but anyways, the point here is that they can show you something like this, and then you can make a decision based on how you think you'd play the game, so that you're naturally just gonna fall into whatever the game is providing you, instead of getting lost in the rule set. Yeah, see, these are clickable. They're gonna give you that. Oh god, it's like a rule book inside the game. I'm already guessing that's what's gonna happen here. They gotta give you descriptors for what these things mean, what they do, how they spells. That's gonna be a whole catalog of stuff. Oh jeez. Now flank is highlighted, so they're gonna have flank. Okay, so flanking advantages are in the game, so you understanding that really matters to combat and strategy. Special abilities for rogue talents. Oh yeah, because you got some freedom here. Bloodlines, so they are doing bloodlines, but hold on. Oh yeah, okay, the sorcerer. Yeah, okay. So they're gonna give you maybe the 12 different bloodlines that you can choose from. Probably more because it's Pathfinder. Woo! There's gonna be so many options, man. Okay, these are spells. Oh yeah, let's see if there's any. I mean, it's the traditional ones are in there. Ray of Sickening is new to me. So is Ear-Piercing Scream. Remove Sickness. I guess that's a whole thing. I mean, it's a mechanic for sickness. Oh man, let's see into this, like the spell resistance affected by target spell resistance. We got, so that's in. I mean, everything. It's the tabletop. It's a tabletop. Got casting time, so there's probably feats that will change this stuff. The viability of it over time is questionable. Anyways, depends. It depends. Depends on the build.
Your best armor and weapons for battle.
Min-max the shit out of this.
And we shall follow.
Oh! What's this? Triceratops as a steed? That excites you? Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh. There's like a spider one in there. I don't know what that is. Oh? There you go. Okay. Romances in this game? It's got some epic music behind it. This trailer's pretty good. It feels more. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. A battle map. Jeez.
Aim them at their target. Crush our enemies. We are crusaders.
This is like a separate game on top of the game, because this feels like a whole different setup, like almost like D&D miniatures mixed into the more traditional isometric. Wow. Okay. Okay then. What else we got? Pathfinder. This is combat gameplay trailer. Let me see how many rules come back to me. I remember there being like a Lovecraftian angle to this, but more of the cosmic aspect of Lovecraft. This isn't a combat trailer. It's just another epic speak trailer, but I thought we were going to talk about combat.
The question is,
well, that wasn't really a combat trailer, though. Come on, cheater.
such is the fate of their
Ooh,
pitiful
nasty.
kind. To serve us as soldiers, playthings.
Wait, why are you sounding all dark all of a sudden? You were sounding so like...
And yet, power and
Sounds like the same voice, but
it's
a whole different twist here.
Something tells me
Sacrifices have to be made.
surprise both the demons
Oh, I like that.
and the
Those
gods.
mounted combat, I mean, that has its own rules that could get kind of complex. But if it's hidden under the engine, who cares? Who cares? There's a bunch of other stuff here. DLC trailers through the ashes. I don't know. Let's just click on one, even though this is I don't need to get this deep.
That you've missed the end of the world. The demons
Don't spoil me. I mean, we know how this is supposed to end, right?
What was really for?
Oh, it's probably
Well,
an extra
the
character.
reason doesn't really matter anymore, does it? Right now, my goal is to survive, and more importantly,
what? It's like a
to help
quest?
people around me. There's not
Oh, it's just
many
a
of us,
it looks like a
handful
companion
of
gets
sick,
added or something.
wounded, scared people
See, I don't know the
looking for
context, right?
refuge.
So
We heard the
I don't think
paladins
it's
are still standing
spoilery.
strong.
I guess if you have all of this,
We'll
you
need to cross a
maximize
city turned
your options.
battlefield.
the
Come on,
companions you
there's
take,
no time to
etc.
fret. Maybe we aren't some kind of mythic heroes, but we still must do what we can.
Oh.
I'll protect these
Environmental
people with all
impacts,
I have.
okay.
I swear on my marvelous hat, we'll all get out of this alive.
It's kind of set up as if that's the main character of these shenanigans, but let's see. Is there anything else to get distracted by here? We got some music. We got the season pass. Got some extra stuff. I mean, that's enough. I've seen enough. It's good. It's cool, and it looks like they're doing a Warhammer 40k, huh? Rogue Trader. That's an IP I never got into, and I've heard so many great things about the novels, and like just the world building is crazy considering this is a miniature game. But I'm deviating off of the theme of this, and this is really long, but this is a reaction vlog, so I can kind of just like roll with whatever it is that I want to talk about while watching trailers, so that it's not just a reaction video. I just want to kind of hang out, you know, and talk about things and maybe do more of things. And I'm just kind of doing these to like evolve, like see if this evolves into something that I can just chill and sometimes just do because I want to. I want to connect with people and have conversations, you know, and I don't think I can't always have that. When this feels like more of an opportunity for just, you know, for me to also assess what people's interests are, right? Does this reach people outside of the community so that the channel can grow? I just all of this matters for me to kind of get this input and see what options are next. These are not on polls. I know in the other reaction trailers that got released for cRPGs, I talked a little bit about the polls on the channel. I'll probably release another poll that includes the Pathfinder games. I don't think they have to be done in order, but as a completionist, not because one matters to two, but because the programming and the style of development, that evolution is something I appreciate seeing in games that have a developer continuity more so than the game continuity. So they'll probably end up on a poll with some other cRPGs along the way, and I'll make a decision at some point. I'll probably do another cRPG after Disco Elysium. That's probably the one I'm going to be focusing on right now. And then for a longer form cRPG, it's probably going to be one of these big heavy hitters. And I mean, I have an idea of where I would like to try, and it's generally chronology based. But I'm willing to put these ones on a poll and see what the community is thinking, and we'll go from there. And without further ado, I mean, leave a like if you want to see more content like this, where I'm doing some reactions to things, or I'm just scrolling through some sites like I did when I deviated for right here, like the art of, I want to look at some more art of Wayne Reynolds. Oh, It's so good. Anyways, yeah, if you want to see more content like that, I'm happy to do it. I think this would be fun. They're just kind of a way to deviate and just change things up a little bit and have more conversations with the community. Anyways, so give this a like if you want to see more content like this. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next stack of episodes. Don't forget to explore, engage, and inspire, buddy. Peace.